So is it Weta Studios, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll take some photos here. We can't take photos further in. Hey? Yeah, I'm just working my way around. Gollum. 50 Kiwi bucks.
250.
Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know someone that'd like that. Yeah, pretty cool, hey? Well, I'm gonna have to get back for this one. All I've got is his groin. It's probably not very good. A walking stick?
You've got to be careful, okay? Because those mountain bikers I was talking about, this is their trail, okay? So you can get them flying behind us as we talk.
You shall not pass.
Yes. Move over this way a bit, okay?
Now watch out for that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll only do it once.
That's right, for sure.
Earlier you mentioned what the budget was.
Yeah.
Did he manage to come in within the budget or not?
He went over, but he asked for more money, and he got it. Because of the success of the fellowship, he was able to go and say, hey, can I have another cheeky 100 million? Okay, which they used to do a lot of the R&D, the research and development, Golem, and all that computer-generated graphics. But really, they couldn't turn him down when they saw the dollar signs and the money that was starting to roll in. Yeah, okay. Now I've got to get into character for this to start. Here we go. Right. Okay, folks. This is a very important bit of earth. Okay. And just watch, guys, in case those mountain bikers. We might just come a little bit further forward if you can. Okay. I just don't want anyone to get hurt. The 11th of October 1999. The very first scene filmed in the whole trilogy. Okay, right here in this spot. Not that far from Wellington, the studios, right? Okay, and that was, of course, the scene. Remember the Fellowship of the Ring? The cheeky hobbits have just been in Farmer Maggot's field. Okay, they've stolen some carrots and so forth, and they're running to the edge. Samwise Gamgee bumps into the back of them. They come tumbling down a hillside. Right here. Okay, that hill there, guys. Pretty steep, right?
Yeah.
Now, Peter Jackson, like all great movie directors, it's not one take, is it? In his lovely sort of genial Kiwi way, he'd go, that was great, guys. One more for good luck. 14 takes. 15 takes. Right, you've got cameras up on the hillside, diagonally here, behind us. Now, you're not going to throw your brand new young Hobbit actors, Elijah Wood, 19, etc., off the hillside of Wellington on the very first day. You've got 15 months of filming to go. We need some stunt hobbits, okay? This is a fledgling film industry. We don't really have a sort of a guild or anything of stunt hobbits hanging around. So what do? They go down to martial arts clubs and say, hey, who wants to be in movies? Great idea, great thinking, right? Small, strong, agile, can take a tumble, take a fall. So
they just got to use mountain bikers.
Yeah, that's right, give them a go. Okay, so they get some willing volunteers, up they come, 15 times tumbling down here. Okay? Pretty crazy stuff. They've got a big crash pad here for them to land on, bam, one more go, right? So it's all going swimmingly well, except for this guy here. You can just see the Frodo, he's going head first, okay? All the others are sort of sliding on their bums, right? That's okay. This guy is not going to end well, okay? What happens, he comes off, he misses the crash pad, lands about where you are there, and he says, what's he say? I think I've broken something. What's Peter Jackson, the great director's first thought? Not the health and safety of this poor guy. What a great line, put it in the script. Do you recall? You then have the real actors. Mary pulls out a carrot, a broken carrot. I think I've broken something. It's just my carrot. So this poor guy, first day of filming, broken collarbone. That's the end of his fledgling career in film. But a great comic moment in the movie, right? And just that genius goes, that sounds great, put it in. Okay? And then what you see here, this is a great sort of behind the scenes shot. So here's the great man himself, the young 39-year-old Peter Jackson. Doesn't look like he's got the worries of the film world on his shoulders, $270 million to play with. But what you see from this shot, I love it, you've got the actual hobbits all piled up on top of each other, of course. But you see how small a lot of these locations are. You know, when you see something on film, it seems bigger, more expansive, more telescope. So you can see they're often working behind the camera. You've got all the crew, you've got scaffolding, you've got cameras, you've got wiring. It's pretty incredible, isn't it? So amazing. This little wee bit of footpath, okay? So that's the very first scene, and it starts the sequence from that whole bit of the movie. So we carry on walking back, and we're going to carry on with the sequencing, okay? Right. Anyone recognise this scene? Okay. So the whole sequence is called, Shortcut to Mushrooms. They roll down the hill. Seamlessly, you have the next bit where Mary looks up Pippin and says, it's a shortcut. A shortcut to what? Mushrooms. And he sees the mushrooms were right there. And so Mary and Pippin and Samwise, they're getting down on their haunches to get the mushrooms. But Frodo Baggins senses something evil, right? Is coming down the footpath, all right? Okay. And you can see this is the actual location, folks. There's Frodo's tree, we call it, right there. Look at that, still there 25 years on, almost. Right there, okay? So you know we're not fibbing, this is the actual live location for this scene, okay? Now this sort of area here where he's looking, you see he's actually looking at the not very scary suburb of Brooklyn up on the hills there, okay? So this is actually filmed down the main track, just a couple of hundred metres. But you recall that great scene where there's sort of that whistling sound and you've got all the leaves been blown up, okay? There's none of those kind of autumn leaves around here. Months earlier they went down to the Botanic Gardens and they got a whole lot of leaves and brought them up in thousands of bags, okay? That attention to detail, a whole lot of young film students helping out, okay? And then they got the old wind blowers, and just blew up and you got that sort of amazing effect and the dolly camera pulling back and back, okay?
I got an important job.
So then he very famously, I think we should get off the road, and then get off the road. What's amazing about this, guys, they do it right here, okay? So behind you all, that is where this tree root system was, okay? See there's a little divot down there, and you can see what I mean? There's those three trees, right? Here's the crazy U-shaped tree there. Oh wow. You've got the one that disappears, and you've got Frodo's tree. So I never even realised this myself. I thought it was a studio shot. That it was entirely in camera, live action, okay? So you can see they had to build a massive big scaffolding system up between the trees there. They had all the cameras basically elevated in the trees looking back this way. Okay? So you go, where is this tree? Okay? What they did is they brought a real tree stump, they lugged it all the way down the path we've just walked, thinking about the effort again that's involved here. They put it on a big spike, just there behind you guys there. And then the clever people at Weta Workshop came out with their fiberglass root system, okay? And they filmed that amazing scene where they actually jump over the roots and huddle down there, right there, okay? So that's all filmed right here in Mount Victoria, okay? And they even brought in, the Black Rider comes in, that amazing scene, and the Black Rider stops and the foot comes down and he looks over, peers over there, sniffing for them. They had that all filmed right here, okay? No CGI trickery at all. Alright? And you might recall that as the evil starts to permeate around the area when the Black Rider comes in, all these centipedes and spiders start to come out from behind their shoulders and everything. Okay? So a lot of those were prohibited bugs that Peter Jackson brought in, some from Australia. Okay? So Peter Jackson's whole philosophy with Lord of the Rings was I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission. I'll get told off, I've done it now, what are you going to do? And he paid $4 million in fines during the filming. When you make $3 billion, that's peanuts, right? So there you go, folks. You know, amazing that this is a live action shot. Filmed right here, you are at the very location of that part of the movie, okay? Everyone, so what's up?
Gonna earn that Arvo B.
More spooky trees, right? Quite amazing. They're almost carbon copies of each other, sort of replicated down the hillside there. So you imagine now we're at night. It's the night time we're filming now. They've got the fog machines on turbo, coming through the, you know, the mists coming through the trees. Okay, still got a few people to come.
There's some that aren't coming.
Yeah.
They're sitting.
Okay, so this is now the race to the Buckleberry Ferry sequence, okay? Again, stitched together, some of it filmed in Mount Victoria here, some of it filmed in the South Island, okay? The very fast, you know, the last bit where they break out from the trees, that amazing scene where they run onto the jetty and leap onto the little boat, pontoon, and you get the horse come screeching to a halt, amazing imagery. That last bit was filmed down south. But when they're running through the trees, being chased by the Black Riders right here, guys, okay? So you can see them there, just racing through those trees there. Now, interesting thing about this sequence, most of the shots, when you go back and look at it, you've just got 3 of the hobbits mostly in shot. Where's Samwise Gamgee? Very important hobbit. He's kind of just hiding behind the tree there, okay? So what happened when Peter Jackson met everyone off the plane? All his young hobbits came 6 weeks before filming for training and so forth to familiarise themselves with Wellington. When young Sean Astin turned up, he got off the plane and he'd just been doing some rom-coms. So he was the buff Sean Astin. Peter Jackson took one look at him and said, "You're meant to be my rotund hobbit. What am I going to do with you?" Okay? So for the next 6 weeks, I want you to go downtown and start eating McDonald's, okay? So like a great method actor, like a Robert De Niro, Raging Bull, he puts on about 12, 15 kgs, okay? Which isn't great when you're running, what did I say, 14, 15 takes up and down that hillside. We've just done one climb, okay? And you've got your hobbit feet on, you've got the very heavy, beautifully handmade costume, not ideal. What's the solution? How about we have these guys running past and you just leap out from behind a tree every now and again and look like you're part of the sequence. So you go back and have a look and you sort of notice that he's hardly ever running with the 4 of them. So these are the sort of problems that Peter Jackson wake up in the morning. I didn't think I was going to have to deal with this.
So did he put on too much weight or because he was too skinny still?
Yeah, so yes, he had to put on a heaps of extra weight.
And then he couldn't run.
And then he couldn't run. Then he couldn't run. Yeah, so he cut, because Sean Astin takes his filmmaking very seriously. He thought, this is a big epic adventure, I better get fit and strong as well, right? So he thought he was doing the right thing, going to the gym. But Peter was, no, I don't want you doing that. So quite a great little sequence there, okay? So they're hiding in the little shrubbery there as the Black Riders come through, that lovely sequence. So then what they do is they turn the cameras around and they're facing up here, and this is one of my favourite still shots. You remember this? You got the Black Rider looking for them, okay? This beautiful shot there. So this is like A-framed, beautifully positioned by Peter Jackson. So he's got one of the trees, you know, sort of halfway down, and this tree just here with all the little bits sticking out, right there, right? So you've got that lovely A-framing, you know, it's a beautiful shot. You've got a great big spotlight where the bus is, giving the backlight there. Lovely imagery. You've got the, you know, the wind and the hair and the linen of the Black Rider. So it's just a gorgeous shot, isn't it? Okay, so you've got the horse right here. But once again, a little bit of a logistical challenge. It's a cold night in Wellington, okay, and you've got the breath of the horse. That's okay, isn't it? It's a live, living creature. But you've got the breath of the Black Rider. Now that's a problem, okay? What's the problem with that? Neither living or dead, aren't they? They're in limbo land, okay? So Peter Jackson could easily, he rings up Weta Digital, how much to take out the breath, you know, just Photoshop it out, and it's $15,000, okay? Remember what I was saying? This is the world's biggest low-budget movie. He's looking for cost-cutting anytime he can, all right? He says, no, we need a cheaper solution, guys. Get your heads together. And so he says, come on, someone come up with a cheaper solution. and then after a few minutes of head scratching, someone says, I've got it, and runs back to the trunk of their car and comes back with a $15 item. What do they bring back?
Sponge.
You go it? A mouth device of some description? Snorkel. He's been scuba diving off the south coast during the day, comes back, so they just turn it upside down. You've beautifully got the air dissipating through all that amazing meters of linen there. Save $15,000. That guy gets a raise.
Sell the snorkel for 5, there you go.
That's right. Now it's the most famous snorkel in Wellington. But you know, that's what you had with it every day, all this outdoor filming, all these challenges.
Please.
Sorry. Yeah, so quite incredible, isn't it? But a lovely still shot, isn't it? Beautiful shot. But what I'm showing you here, you've got all these different sequences and a few hundred meters of downtown Wellington, right? You've got 3 different movies being filmed here as well. Because one day you imagine you're the actors, one day you're doing a bit of Fellowship, the next day I'm doing a bit of Return of the King. So it would have been quite a challenge for the actors, wouldn't it, really? Because usually you're just logically building through a trilogy, like Harry Potter. But you've got to keep changing the emotional intensity every day because you're filming, for example, Sean Bean died, and then he lived. And then they kept filming sequences later on in the filming, you know, so quite strange. So there you go, folks. I hope that gave you a bit of an introduction to Wellywood, Middle Earth, and how much was filmed in the beautiful, you know, landscape of New Zealand. Okay, so we'll just